Yes and no. Writing is very general. People who write for newspapers is just information. There are people who write books and novels. And there are people who write academic books. There are people who write propaganda. So it depends. Some influence, some doesn't influence. Some just give information. But generally, people need to read because modernity has developed reading, writing, and through reading and writing, we transmit ideas. So basically, when one is reading, when one is writing, I'm transmitting my ideas through my writing. Basically, I'm talking through my writing. So it could influence, it could not influence. I read some of them and I liked some of their writing, and I also, but because there's so many availability of newspapers and material to read, so one have to be selective. You have your favorite columnist, you have your favorite blogger, you have your favorite newspaper, so it depends. But I think now there's so much information, so much thing to read, that there's a chance that instead of creating clarity, making it clear, a lot of people become more confused because there are too many things to read, you know. Today, yes, today I read that I cannot drink coffee because coffee is bad for you. Tomorrow they say I cannot drink water, water is bad for you. And all this is very confusing. So it depends what one does, newspaper, journals, columnists, or whatever. You pick and choose. Now, everything is available in the internet, so there's no problem. It's not like 10, 15, 20 years ago. What's influenced my writing? I don't think so. It has anything to do with the travel. My traveling is actually opened up my worldview and how I look at the world, how I look at other countries, other civilization, how I look at other culture and how other people live. And when I write, I bring back those information, and those things are like spices, you know. They are the salt, the pepper, the chili, the turmeric, the lemongrass. Everything is like cooking. So you mix them all and you produce a very good dish for the audience. So my travel is, in fact, is looking about new experiences and new life, so that it can help me produce this good dish, this good curry, you know. Well, it is basically, script writing is about telling a story. You base your writing, a lot of writers base their writing on their own experience, because that is the easiest way. Then it's also through reading other people's experience. And then the other one is also through your imagination. You develop it through the storyline, through characterization, and then you see the flow, because by the time you start writing, the script will develop by itself, you know. So the character will develop. If a good character you have right, if you have developed a real good character, the character will develop by itself. If you are a good writer, you know they can go on and on and on, because that is the way of writing. Well, I think there's a lot of new writers now I've seen, mostly in English. Very few. I haven't seen very good writers in Bahasa Malaysia. There are new young writers now coming up. They write for Malaysian Insider, uh, they write from Malaysia, Guinea, and these are and a lot of them are writing in English. I think there's a very lacking of good writers, not just any ordinary writers, but good writers that write and have a very strong command of Malay language. And I think what they should do is that they should read more, and through reading they can see how the style of other writers, I mean, it's not only in Malaysia but globally, you can just go into the net, you see how the French write it, how the English write, how the American write, how the Canadian, Australian write, and you can make a comparison, and then you can find your own style after looking at other people's style.
So from such a thing, you have the interest in reading someone else, what we call like journals or blog or else?
Yeah, I read a lot because, I mean, number one, I want to see what is going on. Not only in Malaysia, but globally. I read every day. I read journals, newspapers, blog, books. That is to find out what's going on. And at the same time, through my reading, it gives me an inspiration what I should write in my column, So what is the debate of the day? Is it about global warming? Is it about petroleum? Is it about American dollars? Is it about unemployment? Is it about the whale? There's so many things that's being debated, And in Malaysia, what is it all about? Is it about between the political parties? This is important. So, and it gave me ideas so that I can move in and write my piece from my mind. Yes, I suppose so. I write because, in one way, I write because I want to sell my ideas. I write because I want to sell. I write because I want to convince people I'm right. So, so that's what I do. So if people buy my ideas, if people think I'm right, and then I'm very happy. But if they don't buy my idea, if they don't think my opinion is right, I'm still happy because it's what I like to do, to write. So I'm not a well-known writer. I mean, I'm a well-known writer. I'm not Maxim Gorky or Tagore. I'm just writing some pieces here and there. I don't consider myself a well-known writer. It has volumes of work that influence not only his village, his kampung, his country, but it's influenced the whole world. I mean, Gabriel is a well-known writer. Salman Rushdie is a well-known writer. Maxim Gorky is a well-known writer. I mean, in Malaysia, there is no well-known writer. It's only, there may be some people, you heard about Usman Awang, but further than Singapore, Brunei, who knows who is Usman Awang? But if you say Maxim Gorky, Bush, Tagore, Tolstoy, is a world, that's a well-known writer. Malaysia, I don't know who is the well-known writer. I'm not one of them.